Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining this webinar on remote work. This is our second webinar. We had one earlier, and we'll have another one still on the same issue, just to expand the opportunities that are available to young Africans remotely. So just to introduce myself, my name is Melvin Muna. I'm from Kenya, 29 years old. I am the founder of an organization called Melmax Farm Fresh, where we grow high quality vegetables for the local and export market. I also train smallholder farmers on sustainable agriculture so as to build their resilience in the face of climate change. And I'm also an expert on remote work. I've done remote work for the last 6 years, and it's something that has given me so many opportunities to grow myself as an individual and as a profession. And I'll be your host for today. This is our second session on remote work, and today we will be explaining and going through how to identify remote work opportunities. So just give me a moment to share my screen. Remote work is, and remote work is a form of work where professionals don't have to work from the traditional corporate building. Workers are allowed to work from home. They can work from a shared space. They can work from a cyber cafe, as long as they have the internet connection to connect with other workers and to meet their job obligations. Remote work is based on the assumption that work does not need to be done at a specific space for it to be done well. It can be done anywhere. And the confinement to an office space does not improve performance. In fact, it's been found that working remotely brings so many benefits to the individual, so that many organizations are now allowing their employees to work remotely. Some of the benefits of remote work are a flexible lifestyle, because when you're working from home, you can work from anywhere. You can choose to work at a holiday spot, as long as you have the internet connectivity and you know how to plan your work. You can work from anywhere. You also spend less time on commute as a remote worker, because you work from where you are. And remote work, commuting to work brings a lot of stress to individuals, because you're worried you not get to work on time because of the traffic jam, and this can have impacts on your well-being as an individual. So the things that are required for remote working to succeed, we establish are: one, strong and reliable connectivity. The remote worker and the organization they're working for should be able to connect strongly with each other through applications and technologies that allow for communication and exchange of files and documents. There's also the willingness of the organization to support remote workers. If the organization that has not bought this idea of remote work, it will not succeed, and they will also see the challenges that are inherent in when a worker is not checking in at work every other day. So that is just a brief preview of what we covered in session one. And today we are going to look at identifying these opportunities. Where can you find these remote work opportunities as a young graduate? You are probably about to complete your university studies. You're about to graduate and you're looking for an internship. You're looking for a full-time job. Remote work is an option for you. Where do you find these opportunities? This is what this session is all about. I hope you have an amazing time. And if you have a question, please use the chat box and I will answer it at the end of the session. So this is what we'll cover today: where to find and apply for remote work opportunities. Can you get remote jobs on LinkedIn? What about job sites? Can you find remote works here? Can you find remote jobs on target company websites? And once you find these opportunities, how do you navigate the interview process? We also take a look at the rules for online engagement during your interview. Okay, so where to find and apply for remote work opportunities? We've established that remote work removes the geographical limitations to a job search, especially for young graduates. In the traditional work environment, as a young graduate, if you're looking for a job or for an intern position, you probably have to apply for a job within your location where you are or within the country where you reside. But with remote work, it removes these geographical limitations, allowing you to access jobs from abroad. So focusing on work from home jobs can significantly increase your access to potential job opportunities. We all know how difficult it is to get a job in Africa. So which are the best places to look for remote jobs? One, we have LinkedIn, we have job sites, we have target company websites, and social media is also another channel you can use to find remote jobs. We will take a look at each of these channels in details just to give you an idea of how to apply and find remote jobs. So we'll start with LinkedIn. LinkedIn is my favorite. I spent so much time on this app and I can say it's full of opportunities. So how do you find remote jobs on LinkedIn? And not only is LinkedIn a networking platform, you should use it to find remote jobs. Employers and companies that are looking for remote talent post these jobs on LinkedIn because they know that people who are looking for jobs have a profile over here. And if I'm looking for certain people to fill a certain post, if I post my job on LinkedIn, they'll likely come across it. So I'll give an example of an internship job that I came across on LinkedIn, and I'll tell you how to find some of these jobs on LinkedIn. So when you're on LinkedIn, you simply navigate to the jobs tab. And when you do that, you'll find the jobs that are available based on your profile, and your skill sets will be listed to you, and or also based on your search history. But you are specifically looking for remote jobs. So you need to specify and modify your search criteria. So head over to the search bar, key in you're looking for a remote job and where you are from. If you're in Kenya, specify you are in Kenya and you're looking for remote jobs that are available to Kenyan citizens. So once you specify that and search, a list of the jobs that are available that match that such criteria will be listed to you. This is an example, a junior market research analyst role. Okay, so this job is, as you can see from the screen, it's entirely remote and it's a part-time job where you only work 10 to 20 hours in a week. This company is based in Germany, and they are a consulting company, and they provide management advisory services, and they are looking to expand to Kenya. So they are looking for market research analysts in Kenya, and they will give them specific roles to do, and you'll be able to do the job and submit your work to company HQ or your manager, wherever he or she is. So the next is an example of an internship job, a remote internship job that was available in Ghana. So the same criteria, just specify in your search you're looking for a remote job and where you're based, and you'll find jobs that are within that can be done by citizens in that particular part of the world. So this is a job for Ghana, and it's a sales support internship position. The company is called Athley, and they're looking for, you can see from the key requirements, they're looking for someone to conduct research, someone to assist with HubSpot contact management, to support their customers, and also just to do reporting about the sales process. They also give the characteristics of the ideal candidate, someone who has a strong drive in the climate space, someone who is interested in a career in sales and customer relations, and a recent graduate. So you don't need too much experience to get this job. And as you pursue your degree, you need to do some internship positions for you to graduate. So this is something you can take up if you're within this space. Apply and you'll be considered. So this is a continuation of this job post. And there's something that I really wanted to highlight here is, as you can see, it's a remote job, and they're looking for people who are within 2 hours of GMT. That's why Ghana is one of the locations that you're looking for remote workers from. So Ghana is 1 hour away. So if you are within that area in Accra, you can apply for this job and they'll consider you for the position. One thing that I highlighted is the package. Within the package is the biannual team trips to meet for the worker to meet and interact with other colleagues. This is a key requirement for remote work to succeed at any organizations. The workers, in as much as they are not coming to a physical location to meet and physically be with other colleagues, the organization should find time and space to bring all the workers together so that they can bond. It also allows you to make sure everyone is working according to the company, is in line, is they're facing whatever. You can learn about their challenges and you can act on them. Some people remotely may not be able to express themselves well. So it's important that such trips, such organizations bring their colleagues together so that they can bond and talk. It's very important. If this is not possible, remote worker, you can feel isolated and you may not be able to feel like you belong. It's very important. Okay, so we've talked about LinkedIn and I've shared the criteria of how you can find jobs on LinkedIn. Just do the search, modify that you are looking for a remote job. If it's an internship role, specify. If it's a full-time role, specify that you're looking for a full-time role, and the work options that are available to you will be displayed. We also have job sites as a location, as a channel you can use to find remote jobs. So whether you're looking for a full-time or a part-time job, full-time, part-time, or an internship, these job sites are your new resource for remote jobs. And they include Indeed, FlexJob, We Work Remotely, and remotework.com. There are so many, but these are the top sites that have reliable postings and they have proven themselves to connect young people to decent remote jobs. So I'll share a few examples of remote jobs that, like this, we are looking at a remote accountant job that was posted on Indeed. And in our earlier presentation, I stated that an accountant jobs are some of the jobs that are very popular remotely. And this is Indeed, and this is a remote accountant job. The company is called AAA Auto Club Group, and they are looking for a remote accountant. They have specified the salary, the package, and this is a full-time role. So when you log into Indeed, several jobs will be listed to you, but you are specifically looking for, you know what you're looking for, you know what you've started, and you know what skills you have. So you modify the search. Say I'm looking for an accountant job and this job should be remotely. They'll give you a list of the jobs you can apply for. This is one that I identified with just a simple search. I said I'm looking for an accountant job, should be remote. This is the job that came up, and as you can see, it's full-time and it's 100% remote. So let's take a look at another remote job at another remote job site, which is FlexJobs. So just go to flexjobs.com and you will see several jobs listed there, but you know what you're looking for. Specify in the search that what you're looking for, and you'll find the search results will display the jobs that are available to you. So this is a graphic designer job, and this job is 100% remote. You can be done from anywhere. And graphic design is one of the disciplines that doesn't require physical presence for someone to do this job. In my travels to Ghana the other day, I met with an amazing graphic designer, and he's good at what he's doing. And compared to the rates that what I'm charging in Kenya, I think this is the guy that I'll be working with. Simply by sending him my draft and my idea of the graphic that I want designed, I can give him this job and he can design it and send it to me via email. So if you're a graphic designer, there are so many opportunities for you to work remotely. get clients outside your local area and money through the skills that you have. This is flex jobs. Flex jobs is one of the things about flex job is you need to sign in to access the premium features, and you also need to pay a premium, a monthly fee. So that's why, as you can see in this screen, the company has not been specified and the benefits also have been blurred. So when you sign in, you'll be able to see these details. So for flex jobs, make sure you sign in, but for Indeed, you don't have to sign in anywhere. You just have to search, and just at the point of where you want to send the application is when you have to share your details with the site. But for flex jobs, you first need to sign in, give your details for you to access all the full information about the specific jobs that you want to apply to. So that's a graphic designer job. It's 100% remote and it's a full-time position. You can work from anywhere. As long as you have the skills, you'll go through an interview process, and if they determine you're good for the organization, you'll be able to get these jobs. So we've covered LinkedIn, we've covered job sites, and the next on where to find remote jobs is on target company websites. But before I take this on, I'd want to ask you to, there's a poll. There's a poll, please just navigate to the poll section, and there's a poll that you can fill. It's want to capture your insight on the previous session that we had. So please, if you have time, please just go over to the poll. There are 4 simple questions. Fill them and just to give us the feedback about the earlier session so that we can know how to improve and give you better sessions like this in the future. So let's get back to our presentation about can you find remote jobs on target company websites. So let's say you want to work for a company like Microsoft. Microsoft sometimes has remote jobs, and how do you get these jobs from Microsoft and apply for them? That's what I mean by target company websites. So companies that hire remote talent advertise these positions on their websites. Okay, so by following the right companies and signing up for their newsletters, you will get notified when a remote position becomes available. These companies advertise these roles, but they want to reach as many people as possible. They, after posting these jobs on their websites, they sometimes post them on LinkedIn, but we've already covered that. But you also need to, they also send them through their newsletters and the communication that they have with their email subscribers. So for you to, if you're following a company that there's a certain company that you want to work for remotely, and you want to be notified when a position becomes available, you need to sign up for the newsletter. When you sign up for the newsletters, this position will be delivered. The advertisement for this position will be delivered to you through your email, which saves you a lot of time and effort of having to open their website and checking if they've posted a job every other time. You may not have that time. So that's why it's important, if there's a specific company that you want to work for, sign up for the newsletters or follow them on social media so that when something comes up and they post on these channels, you'll be the first to be notified and you'll not miss on such an opportunity. So I'd like to share with you a remote work position that was posted by a company that I'm following. It's called TechnoServe. TechnoServe is based in the US in New York, and it's an NGO that supports a lot of agricultural activities in Africa. So they have projects all over Africa where they're empowering farmers to farm better, produce more from their farm and earn more from the work that they do. So this company was looking for a consultant to conduct output market research across various countries in Africa. So they've empowered farmers in the locations where they're at to produce more produce. But after harvesting your produce, where do you take it? You need to sell it. So there is the need to ensure these farmers have output markets for their produce. So they are looking for a consultant to conduct this research and probably give them a report on how best to develop markets for the farmers they're working with. So this company is called TechnoServe, and they are looking for consultants. I've shared this post here, and as you can see in the location, this job is remote with travel to 3 geographies. That is, can be Kenya, Nigeria, Malawi, Tanzania, Uganda, Ethiopia, Senegal, Cote d'Ivoire, Togo, Mali, or Zambia. So once you are selected, you work from where you are, and if the opportunity arises, you'll be sent to one of these countries to do the market research. So the details are, when you click that, there's a link there for the detailed job description. So this is a job that, based on the work that I do, the work that I do, this is something that I'm an expert in. I farm. I have managed to find local and international markets for the produce I produce at my farm. So this is a job that I'm qualified to do, and I applied for it. So as you can see, this next screen, I was selected for, and I was selected for this position. As you can see, congratulations. Opening an email and getting the congratulations, you all know how good that feels. So I applied for that position. It was not an easy application. I had to do so many essay questions just to share my profile and to give the organization an idea of what I can do. I also shared my CV for consideration, and I was happy that I was selected for this program. And after the initial application, there was an interview to come, and we'll cover this, how to best conduct the interview later in this presentation. So as you can see, remote jobs are there, and they're not specified, they're not specific for, you may think that remote jobs are just for tech people or digital marketers. No, the jobs are for every professional out there, because we have become a digital village right now. And as an expert in a field, there's someone out there who needs your skills. So remote working opportunities allow you to work for organizations that you didn't even think you could work for. As you can imagine, TechnoServe is based in the US, but I'll be working remotely for this organization should I proceed over and I'm handed a remote task, because I've already been selected to the fellows program, and the next stage is to be assigned specific tasks. Okay, so that's about target company websites. So if there's a company you're targeting, follow them on social media, sign up for their newsletter to ensure that if an opportunity comes up, you're first to be notified that an opportunity is available. For this job, I've been following TechnoServe on social media. I also am an email subscriber, so when I keep getting messages and notifications about what they're doing, and I came across that advert it was delivered to my email. So next is social media. I'm sure social media, you maybe imagine that it may not be the best place to look for remote jobs, but you'd be surprised that everyone now is on social media, and organizations, they're looking for talent. They know that the talent that I'm looking for, they're also on social media. The workers that I'm looking for are on social media. So they publish jobs on their company websites, and they'll also market and promote these positions on social media so as to reach as many people as possible. We all know the power and ability of social media in transferring information. You can be here in a minute. Once something is posted, no matter how far it is, you get it instantly because of social media. So companies also realize that there's an opportunity to advertise their jobs and connect with remote workers by posting the available opportunities on social media. So companies usually publish their latest remote listings on Twitter. So if you're active on Twitter, don't just use it to follow the hashtags, the trending topics, and whatnot. You can also use it to find jobs. So use the basic and advanced search features or follow hashtags like remote jobs and remote work. So Twitter allows you to follow specific tags. Even LinkedIn does it. So make sure you're following these tags so that when a job is posted and this tag is included, you'll be able to find this. You'll find that job. It will appear on your feed and you will apply. Also, you can find jobs on social media by following accounts that share remote jobs like the intern place. So if you're here and you are looking for an internship position, the intern place is one of the sites you need to follow on Twitter right now. It's one of my favorites. I follow it and they post a lot of intern opportunities, even full-time jobs on their page. So I'll share a few. I will share a few, and so these are examples of remote jobs that are available on Twitter, and they were shared by the Intern Place, an account that promotes and shares job opportunities that young people in Africa can take advantage of. So this is a remote internship position that was shared, I think, a few weeks ago. Remote internship position, they're looking for a Flutter developer, they're looking for backend engineer, they're looking for social media community managers, front end, yes, there should be front end web developer, and UI UX designer. That's a user experience and user interface designer. These are internship positions, and you only need 4 months of experience to apply and probably be considered for these roles. So they've shared a link. They've shared a link that you can use to apply for the role. So if you are looking for a job within these areas, by clicking on that link, you'll be taken to the site where you can apply for that position. Then we also have full-time roles that were still shared by Intern Place. These are full-time role for a business analyst, a UI UX designer, and a project manager. The company that's hiring is called TrueSoft. And as you can see in the requirements, a fresh graduate and may not necessarily have any prior working experience, must have a laptop and be disciplined enough to work from home. This is a remote job. They don't want you coming into the office to do the work. As long as you have a computer, a functional one, and can connect to the internet to communicate with your manager and other workers, you can apply for this position. So as you can see how to apply for this job, submit your resume to digital talent at they've shared the email where you can send your application to be considered for this job. So Twitter is an amazing place to get jobs. So make sure you're following the right accounts, make sure you're following the right hashtags to ensure that when these jobs are posted, you can be among the first people to apply for these roles. Okay, so you've applied for these jobs, and luckily you've been invited for an interview. So how do you navigate the interview process smoothly? How do you carry yourself during this interview process to increase your chances of landing that role? It's very important to carry yourself professionally when you are doing the interview for your remote job. This interview will mostly take place through video conferencing platforms such as Zoom, Microsoft Teams, and Google Meet, or specific interview software like HireView, one that I used recently. So if you are applying for a remote position, you'll probably be interviewed through these channels. So these are the rules for online engagement when you are doing a remote interview. It's very important to ensure that, one, you've dressed well. Dress for success. Even if you may imagine that since you're at home, you have the right to wear whatever you like for the interview. Please don't do that. Treat this interview as you would any physical in-person interview you would attend. So dress for success. Make sure you look polished. This is not the time to wear a hoodie or an old promotion t-shirt that you received somewhere. Make sure you are very professional in the way you look for this interview. So dress in a shirt if you are a man, a shirt. If you feel like it, you can have a tie and a coat on. For a lady, have a nice blouse. You can have that nice dress that you usually have for those good moments, for the beautiful moments. You just dress well, at least for the top, that at least up top. Yeah, because no one will see what you're wearing downstairs. So you can have a nice shirt on top and you can have your sweatpants underneath and no one will care. But at least make sure that the, the, the top part of you, the part that's visible on camera, is polished. Also, another thing that I've not included here, which I'm assuming you all know, but make sure your video is on during the interview. This is not the time to switch off your camera. No, put it on. The interviewer wants to see who they're interviewing. Okay, so please make sure your video is on and you are dressed well. Then the second rule that you need to pay attention to when doing an interview for your remote job is to remove distractions. You don't want your phone to start ringing when you're doing this interview. You don't want the TV to be loud and distracting you from this moment. So please eliminate all distractions. If you are doing your interview in the dining room or in the living room, make sure the TV is off. Silence your phone. And if even in an in-person interview, silence your phone. Even for a remote interview, silence your phone, please. Also, your browser, make sure you've closed all other tabs that you're not using. You don't want things popping up elsewhere on other browsers and distracting you. You want to be focused. You want the interviewers to see how committed and dedicated you are to learn this role. So you need to eliminate all these distractions. The third rule is you need to show up on time. Show up on time. Enter the video chat promptly at the set start time. Give the video time to load. Showing up on time. So if your interview is for, let's say, 8 a.m. GMT, 8 a.m. GMT, that's not the time when you're supposed to start opening your computer and launching the video platform. Get there early, because you don't know things. Sometimes your internet can have some issues and you need to find another supplier or internet provider. So you need to give yourself time to handle the preparation process on time. So if your interview is, please be there at least 30 minutes earlier. I've made this mistake. I had an interview one time and it was for 5 p.m. GMT. It was in the evening. So I signed in at 5 minutes to the interview at 4:55. That's when I was logging into the interview. Then I realized that my internet is not working well. So I had to try and find another way to rectify the mess, the internet. So this means I was at least 3 minutes late for that interview. But luckily, even the interviewer was having challenges on the end, so they did not even notice I was late. So give yourself time. Sometimes you'll be having this interview and the video platform that you're using, the interview platform is something different. So you have to install it. So there was a time I was having an interview on Microsoft Teams. I didn't have Teams on my laptop. So luckily, I signed up for that. I signed in for the interview on time. So the time Teams was taking to install, by the time it was done, I still had time I was not late. So make sure you show up on time, and by on time, at least 30 minutes, test the video platform. Make sure your audio is working well. Make sure your internet is working well, so that when the interview starts, you are settled. You are not worried that something is not working well, and everything is set. The fourth rule is to find a neutral background. with remote work and remote interviews, you'll probably be doing these interviews at home. So you could be doing this interview from your bedroom. Let's say you have a desk and a desk in your bedroom. So you are having this interview, but at the back is at from the background is an untidy bed, clothes thrown all over. That's not something you want to show to the interviewer. You want to present a professional look. So find a clean, quiet area of your living space where you can take the call. Because as I've said, you need your video on during these interviews. So your background will be visible. You can choose to add a background, a virtual background to, if you have to, if you're not in a place that's appealing, you can have a virtual background, but virtual backgrounds sometimes they can distort your face somehow because of the movement. So just make sure your background is neutral, it's clean, probably an area in your living room where there are no distractions, no people are not, make sure it's not in the line of view of people. You don't want to be having your interview and someone at the back is walking with, sometimes you're at home, you're not at your best. Someone is walking there, is shabbily dressed. Yeah, so you don't want such people walking around. Find a nice place and for the interview, a neutral background. Okay, so the fifth rule is to stay focused and make sure you're visibly engaged. Make sure you're really focused during this interview. Treat it as you will treat an in-person interview. Okay, so this is not the time to start moving from browser to the next. This is not the time to start replying to emails that are popping on your phone, on your laptop, on your computer, on your browser. This is not the time to be doing that. So you need to stay focused. Look straight to the webcam so that at least you can make eye contact with your interviewers. You need to show them that you're motivated and engaged by practicing active listening. So when they're talking, make sure you show that you're interested in whatever they're saying. You can do this by nodding, giving affirmations, and asking clarifying questions if you didn't hear them well. We all understand their challenges with some of these technologies. Sometimes your internet can have some issues, and you may not clearly be hearing what the interviewer is saying. So ask clarifying questions when you need to, and stay focused throughout the entire event. So these are the rules of online engagement, and I believe with this, when you follow these rules, when you're doing that interview, you increase your chances of landing the role that you're applying for. Okay, so yeah, that's the end of our presentation. And so we've covered how to find jobs. We've talked about LinkedIn. We've talked about target company websites. We've talked about social media, and we have also mentioned remote job sites. So if you're looking for a job, these are the sites you need to be actively searching for. Make sure you are active on LinkedIn. Make sure you know how to modify your search to get the type of job that you're looking for. If you are on target company, you are looking to follow them on social media and sign up for the newsletter to ensure that these jobs are delivered to your inbox and you don't have to keep checking the website to see if they posted any new jobs. If you're looking for a job on remote job sites like Indeed and FlexJobs, modify your search to get the type of job that you're looking for. And lastly, for social media, hashtags are very important. So specify the types of tags that you are after. So if maybe you're looking for a remote accountant job, so remote accountant, that can be a tag you can be searching after. You can also broadly use the tag remote jobs or remote work. And when a post with these tags is posted, it will appear on your timeline. and you will see. I end this presentation. I'd like to encourage you to sign up for this course on the Baobab platform. So this event, this session is part of the Baobab platform events to support Mastercard Foundation students and young Africans in general to upskill them with modern day skills. So please, there's a course on the Baobab platform on the freelancing in the digital economy. Freelancing is, you can, as a young person who is, let's say, still in college or maybe just out of work, out of just finished your graduate studies and you're looking for something to earn money, please, you can do freelancing on the side to earn some money. So this course will help you, find jobs, freelance jobs on sites like Upwork, Fiverr. These are where some of these freelancing jobs are posted. These skills can be, let's say, if you are good in digital marketing, there are a lot of digital marketing freelance jobs that you can apply for within the freelance space. So if it's an amazing course, please, we'll share the link for this course in the comment section in the chat. And if you're interested, you can apply for it. Okay, yeah. So it's called freelancing in the digital economy. Okay, so that's the end of the presentation. I hope you have learned as much as as you can on this topic, and I will be taking questions at this moment. I can see we have one. You can also put the questions in chat. So we have two questions. We have Eric. Eric, please unmute yourself and please ask the question.
Okay. Hello. Good evening.
Good evening.
Hello. Yes. Thank you
Hello,
very
we can
much
hear you,
for
Eric.
your Yes. So thank you very much for your presentation. I was having network challenges, so I couldn't
Mhm,
get all the information. So I first of all wish I get the recorded version of the entire presentation because
mhm,
my network was very bad and couldn't hear much of the information that were given. Yes, and additionally, I
mhm,
have a question, and my question is that on the freelancing websites, mostly it's very difficult to get a contract because I have tried it many times.
mhm,
You post your profile there and getting a contract is very difficult. So I want a website where it's easier to get remote jobs because uh, a freelancing website like Fiverr, you go there, you even create an account, and
mhm,
it's even it takes it's tough for them to even approve your account to become a seller on the platform.
mhm,
And Upwork too, I have an account there, but I posted some of my services and I'm not finding any contracts. So I want a remote job website where it will be easier for me to get a remote job to do. If maybe you have such information, I'll be glad if you help me with that. Thank you.
Okay, okay. Eric, with Upwork and Fiverr, to get jobs on these sites, it all comes down to your profile and how you present yourself, because you need to position yourself as someone who's an expert in whatever you're doing. So you first need to make sure that your profile, take time to write your profile. Make sure you use the keywords that, let's say you're a digital marketer, make sure these keywords are present in your profile so that when someone searches, first of all, they're looking for a digital marketer, they're looking for a copywriter. Make sure that you use the right keyword so that when someone searches, at least your profile, first of all, it pops up. Then you need to ensure that the information on that profile pulls this someone in. You can work with someone to modify your profile because it's the first thing that someone gets to see when they're reviewing your profile, when they're reviewing if you are suitable enough to do the job that they have. So modify your profile. Make sure you have all these keywords that are relevant to whatever you're doing, so that at least you pop up in the search results. Also, you need to make sure that you need to list the work that you've done. These are portfolio, yeah. So that when someone is reviewing, if you're reviewing your profile, they can see the types of jobs you've done in the past, so that to see if you meet the requirements they have. So make sure that your portfolio section has some of the best jobs that you have done. It could be you're a newbie and you've not done so much work. So you work for someone, get some experience. Once you get that experience, you'll get some portfolios content to what your portfolio. It's very important. I've worked with these platforms and I can say it's not that easy, especially for if your profile is not that good. The first thing you need to work on, make sure you have portfolios, and these portfolios need to be good. And after that, you also need to ensure that the profile picture you use is professional, to show I'm professional in whatever I'm doing, because appearance matters a lot in this world. So fix your presentation, how you appear, to improve your chances of getting a freelance opportunity. And I believe this course, freelancing in the digital world, will assist you. It will empower you on what you need to do to position yourself to take advantage of these jobs that are there. So I'd advise you to take this course and go through it. They share so many things that you can do to position yourself to take advantage of the jobs. So another platform you can use Freelancer. You can also use people per hour. So try Freelancer, try people per hour. But it all comes down to how you present yourself. Are you attractive enough for these organizations or individuals that are looking for freelancers? Make sure your profile is good. If you have some work that you've done, put that in the portfolio section, so that you can give people a chance to see what you can do. So I hope I've answered your question. We can have Ganio. I hope I've pronounced your name right. Ganio, please unmute and ask your question.
Hello. So, as I was saying, I said I do have a lot of job offers from LinkedIn, but they request my person to be in the city, that's in London, to be able to undertake. But I had my friendship with a youth which resided in London. So, having a remote job from such organization, how do I try about that, or how do I go about that particular aspect in your remote job offers from such organizations?
Okay, yeah. So you applied for a job based in London, and they need you to be in London to take the remote job offer. So for this organization, it's a remote job, but they want remote workers who are based in London. I guess it's something to do with, they want to be able to have meetings with the workers from time to time, but you'll be working from home, but you need to be based in London. It can be something procedural. It can be something to do with the law, that they specifically want people who are based in London. But if that's the case, you can talk to the recruiter and plead your case that I will not, maybe they imagine that you'll not be able to show up, meet on time because of the time differences. I guess that's the reason why they want someone who is in London, because of, to be able to, if it's online meetings, you're all meeting at the same time. If it's a deadline, you're supposed to deliver a job by this time, they expect it at that time and don't expect issues of time differences. So you can plead your case and say that if it's the work that they're giving you, you'll be able to do this work and deliver it on time. if it's meetings, virtual meetings, you can join in as the others. Maybe they're going to join as they are joining physically for their, it could be biannual meetings, you will join in virtually. But it's all about pleading your case in this case, because it could be they have their own reservations on why they want someone to be based in London, but you can plead your case and you can be able to convince them that you, as long as you have the skill set they're looking for, they should still hand you the job offer, and you'll try your best to meet all the requirements of the job. I hope that answers your question.
Okay, thank you so much. I really appreciate that particular aspect. And to add up,
okay, welcome.
Do you have any institution, organization that are probably supportive in terms of sponsorship of these travel trips and visas, if such companies are not able to support? Because I do ask for such kind of support if the companies offers, but the client that they are recruiting for are not in position to offer those kind of sponsorships as in reality or relocation sponsorship. So do we have any kind of institution organizations out there that are in support or that provide that kind of support? Probably if the person get an offer and can be able to make a payment as a back payment, or we have a full support or fully funded kind of relocation packages. Do you have something like that?
Yeah, some organizations actually sponsor you to move to their in-person location, but that has to be in the job description or application that we are looking for talent from all over the world, but we will relocate you to come and work from our central office. But if there is no such provision in the job offer or the application, you just have to either work remotely or maybe find a way to move there on your own. But for organizations that need you to be present, and these are organizations that, such as the UN, if the UN posts you to another location other than where you're from, they'll sponsor everything for you. The organizations like that. So you need to ensure that the job you're applying for, if it has such provisions, they'll make it clear. If they don't, then I don't think you can expect such support from them.
All right. Thank you so much. I will appreciate your feedback.
Thank you. Okay, we have Amudat Mazu, please unmute and ask your question.
Yes, thank you, Melvin, and thank you for this great opportunity. Can you hear me, please?
Yes, I can hear you.
Can you hear me? Okay, thank you. So
yes.
My first question, I have a couple of questions. So the first one is if it is possible to have these PowerPoints, and if so, is it possible for us to share it with colleagues, or are we allowed to share it? Because I think this is new thing for me and I would like to share it with some mates. So the second question is to create the accounts, how much do we pay? Because I guess it requires some registration fees and all those things. So if you can provide more information about that. And the third question is like, is it possible to have a session with us whereby you can give us some hints about how to have a good profile, as you were able to get to secure one job? So if you can help on this, this will be very appreciated. And the last one, I think I have the answer. I was looking for the links because you mentioned a lot of links. So I was wondering if it is possible to have it. And I just received an email saying that I can get all the links in the Baobab case. So thank you very much.
Okay, yeah, thank you so much for your question. Yes, I can share this presentation. It's not private information, it's public. We want as many people to learn about remote work and take advantage of these opportunities. So I think share the, I can share the, let me see if I can share make this presentation shareable so that you can access it through Google Slides. Okay. I'm sharing, just give me a moment. I'm sharing it right now. Yeah, so I've shared the link on the chat. Okay, no, let me. It's on the chat, so you can access it there. You'll find the presentation. And also on the issue of another session on how to create a profile. Yes, we can have that session. I'll talk to the organizers of this event and see if we can have such session on how to create profiles for the jobs that you're going to apply online, because it's very important, very, very important, because that's what you present to your potential employer. That's what they look at. So we can have a session on that. And please follow the Baobab platform, register, and if you have something like that, we will advertise it on this platform. Please sign up for the Baobab platform. This is where all the opportunities are shared. And you can also find me on on LinkedIn. If I'll be having such a session, I'll market it on my platform. So just Melvin Muna on LinkedIn, and let's connect and we can share, we can discuss as much, and I share any opportunities that I have on this session. But it's a nice session. It's very important, actually. Yeah, so I hope I've answered all your questions.
Yes, thanks. But is there any opportunity for Francophone people? Because I can see all of us here are Anglophones. So I'm Francophone and I don't know if there is opportunity for this work, online work for Francophone people. If there is some, please kindly share with me.
Okay, I'll let Gracia will speak to that. Gracia, after this, maybe you can quickly share if there's something like that for the Francophone speakers. Okay. Yeah, Gracia will answer that question.
Sure.
Okay. So on registration on these sites, some sites like Indeed just need you to give their email, and that's it. That's it. You'll register and you give your email, your name, and that's it. But for flex jobs, you need to pay. It's something you can pay monthly or yearly. Okay, so there's that. You need to understand that if you're going to use flex jobs, you'll have to pay something, but that's a barrier. I understand it's a barrier to many young people. So let's use Indeed for the moment. Just sign in with your email address and you'll be able to access all the opportunities that are there. You can also use LinkedIn and social media, the other options that are not, you don't have to pay a thing, because it can be a challenge, because this fees, if it's monthly, it's recurring, and it can be a burden to young people. Okay, I'm trying to see if there's a question on the chat. So
okay, Gracia,
also,
I'm listening to you for Francophone opportunities.
Yeah, Gracia, I hope you've taken note of that. She'll answer that. Please don't worry. Okay, greetings,
yes,
greetings everyone. Greetings from Togo. Gracia, please take up that question as I go through the chat for questions.
Sure. Yes, that as I was saying, I was already typing in the chat, but then yes, Baobab is now arising like from just being about a Anglophone platform to yes being bilingual, and then we have opportunities that are just tailored to Francophones that we share in the Francophone chat channel. So I'm going to put the link. I'm going to send it to you. I'll just put it in case someone is also a Francophone in here where we just share opportunities and everything related to Francophones. But I also do acknowledge that these opportunities can, if they want a bilingual, you can actually be a good fit for it. So it shouldn't be limited by the fact that it's just like English based or something, but go for it. And then that bilingual aspects of you can actually make you stand out. So I'm just going to share the link to the Francophone chat channel so that in case any opportunity is just Francophone, you can have access to it. And I may also further find out if you are already on Baobab or not, like just by email. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Gracia. Also, I'd like to invite you to, we have another poll evaluation for this session, the second session. Just head over to the polls and quizzes tab just on your Zoom page, and just take a few seconds to fill that session. It will give us feedback on this session. So please head over to the polls and fill the evaluation for session 2. Just click on the drop-down menu and answer the questions that are there. They're just 3. If you have a question, you can ask us if you have finished with filling the poll. And I'd also like to tell you we have another session 3. This is the second session, and for the third session, we'll cover how to take advantage of the internship remote job that you have to secure a full-time role, how to avoid burnout and such things, because working remotely, facing a computer, it's not that easy. So please be on the lookout for the third session. It's coming up in a month's time, and it will wrap up and conclude everything we've been talking about on remote work. Okay, so we have a question. Alele Sani, please unmute and ask your question.
Good evening. Okay, my question is about the interview stage. So I've done a couple of applications, and okay, I got picked for one. But I noticed in the past I have had the issue of when they ask you questions about your expected salary. Now that's one dicey question for me. A lot of times they don't post what they want to pay. Some persons just go, and when you ask a question, must I answer? They were like, yes. And then you answer, you do well, and they will respond to you, okay, fine, we got your email and all that. But when you decide to probe to know why your email was turned down, they make mention of the pay. And then I'm asking myself, is it that there's a fixed range of amount? And I haven't been the kind of person who price high or who goes high. I always cut it to the barest minimum, even if I know that's under what I do. But I just want to understand, is there a standard salary scale for all these remote jobs? Secondly, there's always a bar to most remote jobs. When you want to apply, they tell you a bar, like a restriction to most of these remote jobs. When you want to apply, they tell you this job does not apply to persons living outside the EU. This job does not apply to persons living outside the US or Canada. And most of the jobs do not even apply to persons living in Nigeria. I'm a Nigerian. So these actually have affected, as somehow weakened my application. We were talking, you spoke about, initially you spoke about, use the example of Kenya, Ghana. When you apply for remote jobs in Nigeria, like they are so disappointing. So you want something better. And then you decide to broaden your search and you're saying limitations to it. I don't know, is it that? Is this major restriction or where? I've tried Indeed, I've tried LinkedIn, I've tried, except for Flex Jobs, I've not tried Flex Jobs. I've tried most of the job sites that I know of, and the same thing applies because they all share almost the same recruitment alerts and all. to one's email. So I just want to know, is there a fixed salary scale?
Yeah.
2, is there, how can one restriction, yes, overcome the restrictions? Because I don't think I should be lying about my location when applying for a job. It doesn't make any sense.
Yes, you shouldn't.
Okay, so.
Okay, so on the issue of negotiating your pay during an interview, 2 things that can disqualify you is when you quote too high or quote too low. Sometimes people think that quoting too low makes them attractive, but it's not a nice practice. When you quote too low, the interviewers thinks that maybe you're not qualified for this job because why are you asking for such a little amount of money? If you are confident in in your skills and what you can do, you should be confident enough to ask for the right pay for this job. So to ensure you're quoting the right amount when you are interviewing for a job is, first of all, research these jobs, the standard pay for this job, and talk to people. If you know people who are working in these same jobs that you are applying for, try and ask them about the range, and they will, if they are good people to ask for a certain job, and you can use that when stating how much money the expected pay. It's a difficult question, actually, the expected pay, how much you expect to earn during an interview. But you need to, first of all, research standard rates for that job in that country. And when you do that, when you are at the interview stage, don't give a specific figure. My best advice would be to give a range. So let's say it's a remote job, and let me use USD. Let me use, let's say, $5,000 to just give a range, 5,000 to 6,000. Don't box yourself, because when you give a figure and it's too high or too low, you automatically disqualify yourself, because some companies, if it's too high, they feel that you are overqualified, or they feel that they cannot afford you. So they'll move on to other candidates. So research the job, find the job range, find the pay range for that job, and make sure you're not underquoting yourself. You may think that
when I applied for, they said they don't have opportunities for a high caliber staff, and that when there's an opportunity for that level, and they went through my resume on LinkedIn, and I was like, is it the pay or is it my resume that affected me? I don't even know. But I can't actually talk myself down. Then I tried going lower, and then I got another thought, like, what the hell is this? Because I trying to understand the right thing to say. And most of the persons I know don't work in those organizations. So it makes it difficult for me to figure out the price.
Okay, yeah. Well, that becomes tricky, but there are sites like that can give you ranges. So there are sites like, let me try and think of one where you say the job and the position, and they'll give you a range of the salary range for that position. So find these sites. I'm trying to remember, but yeah, Glassdoor. There's Glassdoor. Have you heard of it? Glassdoor can give you a range of, Glassdoor can give you a range of salaries for certain positions they cover organizations even in Africa here. So don't be afraid to use it. Just get that range, and don't give too low, too high, but somewhere in between, to ensure you don't disqualify yourself. But that question is, I find it hard myself, because sometimes you're not sure how much. An organization are open and transparent, they should tell you the range. In fact, they should be the first one to make an offer to you, so that you can see if it's within something acceptable to you. So the salary question, it's tricky. Just find research that organization, go to Glassdoor, research that organization, see how much you'll be given a range and use that to when you ask that question. So on the question of restrictions for remote jobs, yeah, they are there. And one of the things that companies are worried about is maybe you are too far away from the time zone that it will affect how you interact. So you're Nigerian, and Nigeria is not that far away from Nigeria and London. It's easy to it's the time zones are not that far apart, so you can be waking up at the same time as the people in London, and you can do the jobs as expected of you. So it's an issue of the organization that's advertising these remote jobs being open enough to admit people who even are not in their desired location, who are not in that location that they're looking for. Like you said, like London, or maybe they are restricting jobs to people specifically in the European Union. It can be an issue to do with the law, because maybe some organizations don't have, so they are restricting because there are labor policies in some of these big organizations. So maybe they have still not yet fulfilled them to be able to hire internationally. That's why they're restricting some of these roles, but that shouldn't stop you for looking for remote roles. They're there. So if they restrict their applicants to a certain region, you can plead your case, as I've said earlier, plead your case and say that if you're worried I'll not be able to meet the time obligations, show them you're committed. You can even ask them to give you a probation period, just some time, so that you can prove to them that you mean what you say. So make sure you plead your case, and if you get to the point where you are interviewing for this role, or maybe you're considered because of your skills, show how committed you are and how you will be able to prove to them that you will be able to meet all the obligations that they require. Yeah. Also, in your search, make sure if it's specified they're specifically looking for EU citizens, don't apply, because they have a reason. Most of the times it's something to do with legal requirements. I hope that answers you.
Yeah, it does. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Okay, do you have any other question? I've shared my LinkedIn profile. You can connect with me, and if there's something, we have another session, I'll always post it on my LinkedIn. It's in the chat. Okay, if you don't have any other question, I'd like to thank everyone for showing up today, for blessing us with your presence. It's been an honor to be with you. And I hope you have learned as much as you can from this session. Please look out for the adverts for the third session where you can register and join. I'll be posting it on my LinkedIn. You can also, these opportunities are also published on the Baobab platform. So please sign up on Baobab. And when we have such a session, you'll be first to know. Thank you so much, and have a nice rest of the day.